So, okay. Yep, looks good. It's November, and that means it's time for ABA basketball here throughout the Midwest Conference and the Midwest Division. And right here in Bosstick Gymnasium in Danville, Indiana, it's time for Indiana Lions basketball here on the ISC Sports Network. Today, they take on the Excelsior Springs Scream. Good evening, everybody. Alongside Marcellus Barksdale, I'm Kurt Darling. Thank you so much for joining us here today. And, of course, Marcellus, good to be with you here for another season of Indiana Lions basketball. It should be a good one here today.
Oh, it should be a great one. Again, Indiana, Midwest, great time for basketball. Really kind of one of the perfect times of the year where you've got football going on, basketball, as well as the World Series. So we're here in Danville, should be in here in for a treat.
The Indiana Lions coming off of a very good season from a year ago. They were champions of the North Central region. Of course, now they're playing in the Midwest region as they shuffle teams around here throughout the ABA. Meanwhile, the Indiana Lions, under the tutelage of head coach Jamar Kegler in his first season. Of course, owner Tyrone Brown taking a step aside from last year, and he comes in now as the new head coach. We'll go ahead and step aside here for a quick timeout as we go through the national anthem. When we come back, we'll have starters and keys to the game right here on the ISC Sports Network.
Hey Lions fans, it's Gio with Indiana Lions coming to talk about Knockouts haircuts for men out in Avon. They specialize in getting you right on your haircuts, on your linings, your shaves, your face, your touch-ups, whatever it is that you need to get done. They are the best to do it. They make sure they get us right before every game, every photo. So just go and check them out and tell them Gio sent you, or James, whichever name you want to use. Just go on down and check out Knockouts Haircuts for Men and let them wow you with the experience there. They even have a cooler with drinks in it.
Your life is on the go. Now your viewing habits can be on the go. With the ISC Sports Network app, your team is at your fingertips. You can download years' worth of content from the ISC Sports Network library. High school, college, special events, weekly and monthly shows, wherever you find your favorite app. And you can always find out more information at iscsportsnetwork.com.
Please welcome one of our newest sponsors, City Barbecue. City Barbecue is out in Avon. They offer so many things like sides, ribs, sandwiches, desserts, and they have so many things that are made every day for you to come in and try them. He has so many good things that are freshly made. So if you're looking for a place where you and the family can go and have a good little dinner after the game, if you don't feel like cooking, come on down to City Barbecue and tell them the Indiana Lions sent you, and just try everything. Try everything on the menu. Just start from the top to the bottom and just let them know what you feel about it. Give them a nice review, like them on Facebook. And if you never tried it, you got to get there soon. Thanks, City Barbecue, for everything. They have drinks, guys. Remember, you can go in and get drinks, and they even have curbside assistance. So if you order it, you don't even have to go in. You could just send someone in to get the food, or you can go in and get it yourself. So stop on by again at City Barbecue. Thanks for being a sponsor.
Getting set for ABA basketball, the Lions taking on the Scream here on the ISC Sports Network. It is the season opener for Indiana Lions basketball. Welcome back inside a Bosstick gym here in Danville, Indiana, alongside Marcellus Barksdale. I'm Kurt Darling here. So, Marcellus, obviously these two teams have taken the off seasons here to kind of regroup, restack with some good players here. Obviously, what's the feeling going into a season opener in your experience?
Oh, the feeling is, really kind of get through those first 4 minutes of the game. You've been practicing it amongst yourselves all off season, so really getting a chance to compete against, new faces, a new team on the sideline, really kind of show you what you're made of. Most importantly, just getting back into shape, right? Getting to the flow of playing with whistles and officials and fans and things. So you got the popcorn going in there and things, so it's game time.
You certainly smell the popcorn here today. Let's take a look at the starting lineups tonight here for the Indiana Lions. Of course, bringing back a ton of big faces. Of course, Mike Pugh, one of the leading scorers from a year ago, as well as Dylan Ware, one of the leading blockers as well as rebounders last year, and then Alex Brown, Kendrick Lee, and Scooty Walker rounding out the starting lineup here for the Lions. Meanwhile, let's take a look now at the starting lineups for the Excelsior Springs Scream, again under the tutelage of head coach Ed Corporal here in his next season here for Excelsior Springs. Jalen Brown, Derek Cole, Kevin Young, Jason Towery, and Quantel Dennison coming into this one. Tonight's game is sponsored by Kingdom Entrepreneurs. Our mission is to develop a body of professionals that share resources, skills, and talents to help realize the vision and success of each business owner within the community. We will further help entrepreneurs, but also who don't know how to start on the correct path to success. For more information, please visit our website at kingentrepreneurs.com. So here we go here at center court.
Let's do it.
At Bosstick Gymnasium, historic Bosstick Gymnasium here, and we're underway for ABA basketball here for the Indiana Lions.
It'll be interesting to see what the Lions are really charting the game plan as we open up this season.
Mike Pugh again up top. Into the corner, Scooty Walker. One player who likes to shoot, as does Dylan Ware. And a nice dish down low, trying to get it underneath to Alex Brown. Nothing doing.
And Kurt, I've got to make a quick bet. I think that might be the longest possession that we'll see the rest of this game.
Of course, very unique rules here in the ABA. Shortened shot clock, even shortened time to get across midcourt. As you see, a 3-second violation coming up here on the screen. A turnover here back to the Lions.
Speaking of that backcourt, 7 seconds to get the ball up the court. So again, the pace of play should be really, really up and down.
Again, 24-second shot clock, much like the NBA. And here you see Scooty Walker trying to alley-oop it inside to Brown. Nothing doing there again. Here come the screen again and a turnover. Only temporarily, though. It goes out of bounds, and it'll go back to the Lions.
And again, Lyons really trying to work a side ball screen the last 2 possessions. So seems like they're looking to attack, getting downhill and creating some mismatches just out front as we see another side ball screen coming here.
Walker off the screen. And a 3 ball on the way for the Lions, and it's true there from Mike Pugh.
Get Mike Pugh dialing it up from distance right there. Good kick out by Scooty Walker.
Of course, Mike Pugh shot 43% from the field a year ago.
Sniper alert.
Corner 3 this time coming.
Kevin Young right back at you. So shots from distance to start off the season. Good way to start right there. Both teams taking advantage of that three-point line.
Still have yet to see some of the unique rules put into play here. You might see the 3D rule come into effect, which will have the buzzer going on the sideline. Make baskets 1 more point than they actually are as we get the first foul of the ball game.
And Alex Brown really looking to take up space inside, getting to the free throw line right there. He's done a good job in this early first quarter of banging down low.
So the foul's against Kevin Young, his first. And putting it in there is Alex Brown for his first points of the ball game. Again, Alex Brown, 15 points a contest a year ago, has played pro ball in the Dominican Republic as well as France and even China before landing here with the Lions.
Weave action by Excelsior Springs.
And the bank is closed right there for Excelsior Springs player. That's Jalen Brown. Back the other way comes Mike Pugh. He's 2 for 2 from behind the arc so far.
Sniper alert, sniper alert. Mike Pugh doing what he does best, 2 for 2 from distance.
Trying to answer there is Eric. And coming back again. Kendrick Lee, and he turns it over.
Excellent job by Quantel Denson right there, recognizing that the ball handler got to that corner, using his big frame to go over there and trap him and causing a turnover.
Excellent defense there by Ware. And he comes away with the rebound, and that's something that he does really, really well. That's why he was a 2022 ABA All-Star a season ago.
Let's see if the Lions can get the ball into the hands of Pugh to get him another shot. He's got the hot hand right now.
Pugh looking for an opening. And a nice give and go inside to Ware, and he draws the end one.
Again, Lyons looking at that side ball screen action. Excellent job right there on the pocket pass from Pugh to Ware as he looks to convert this three-point opportunity early in this half, or early in this quarter.
Dylan Ware is a native of Danville right here. In fact, playing his high school ball for the Warriors as he converts the three-point play.
Walking with the early pressure right there.
And right down the middle of the lane goes Jaylen Brown.
Jaylen Brown showing his athleticism right there. Excellent finish at the rim.
This is Brown's second stop in pro ball here. He played in the TBL for the Midtown Prestige for a little while. Dylan Ware looking inside. And that's a nice play there by A.B. Brown.
A.B. right there with the nice drop step off the glass to a jump hook. Fundamental right there as Lions look to extend their lead.
Three ball no good from the corner coming from Brown again.
Walker calling for a ball screen.
7:30 left to go here in this first quarter. And now 10 to shoot here for Pugh. He has an opening. And a nice oop it up. Give it to Brown again.
The Pugh getting downhill. A.B. at the rim. Just throw it up. He'll catch it and finish it right there.
And now Brown has 5 points on the night. Second leading scorer here so far for the Lions. Wrestling his way in there is Quantel Denson. And he's fouled down low. So that'll take us to the under 8 timeout. Back in a moment here. Indiana Lions on top of the screen here on the ISC Sports Network.
Hi, I'm Query.
And I'm Schultz.
And of course, we do the incredibly creatively and appropriately named Query and Schultz program every Monday on ISC Sports Network. Derek, it airs at what time?
7:30.
Okay, every Monday at 7:30. We're now on season number 2, and if history tells us anything, catch us now because you never know when they pull the plug on it.
Why would you say that?
Because it's happened
That's not going
before.
to happen here. Comcast, Xfinity 81, ISCSportsNetwork.com, ISC Sports Network, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook. So many places to watch Query and Schultz, 7:30 on Monday.
Tonight's broadcast brought to you by the Locker Room Sporting Goods Store, a proud sponsor of the Indiana Lions uniforms. If you are looking for a custom designed jersey, Letterman jackets, or for your sports team, and so much more, check us out at 58 West Main Street in Danville. Once again, back here at Bosstick Gymnasium here in Danville, Indiana. The Indiana Lions on top of the Excelsior Springs Scream, 14-5, alongside Marcellus Barksdale. I'm Kurt Darling. Marcellus, your thoughts on this, on the first part of this first quarter here so far?
Again, if you're Coach Kegler and the Lions, excellent start, right? You get out to the media, you got a 9-point lead, your first 4 minutes of basketball into the season, and you can't really ask much for more. I definitely think they can do a better job defensively of keeping the ball out of the basket inside. But as we see, getting the ball in the hands of players that do what they do best. Pugh with 2 big threes, A.B. holding it down inside. So if you're Coach Kegler and the Lions, you're pretty satisfied with the way this game has started.
Of course, we don't know too much about Excelsior Springs coming into this contest, but the Indiana Lions returning a lot of experience from a year ago, and it just seems to me that they're just picking up right where they left off, especially coming off of that championship in the region.
Absolutely, and again, Lions a lot more, a little more chemistry in this early part of this first quarter. But again, Excelsior Springs, look for them to use some of their size and athleticism as they are the bigger team to really crash those boards. And if they can settle in, I definitely don't think they'll lay down anytime soon. So we should be in for an exciting finish.
So you have Quantel Denson here at the line for 2 foul shots. And he is 1 of 2 so far here.
The screen of, seemed like they really try to get the ball and exploit their size advantage to him down low when they're early going of this game. So look for Quintel to really heat up here in this first half.
So there he hits 2 for 2. Cuts it down to a 7-point margin here for the Lions. Here's Pugh going right down the lane, blocked from behind. Quick up court comes Brown. He leaves it, back and forth they go, and Brown is able to squirt that one through.
Get screen coming out of that media, quick 4-0 run. Now 5-point ball game. That's exactly what Coach Corporal is preaching in that media timeout. Lyons continuing to look for that high ball screen action.
Walker tries to get it outside to Lee for a three. No. And quick up court, here comes Hamilton. Brown leaves it now for Young. He'll load it up from behind the arc, and that's true. Actually, that's Quantel Denson getting his first tray.
And Quantel Denson seems to be the go-to player for this screen team. 7 quick points, or my apologies, 5 quick points right here out of that media. He's heating up.
And now we got a foul coming up on Malcolm Hamilton. That'll be his first. Remember, in the ABA, players get 6 fouls, but there's no fouling out. But after that 6th foul, the player that gets fouled by the offending player will get 1 extra free throw at the foul stripe.
Yeah, boy, I wish I could have went back to some of my college games or pro games where you get foul out. Wait, I can hack guys. Stay in. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out as we get deeper into this game in the second half.
So there is Scooty Walker, who goes to the foul stripe here after getting fouled right to the rim. Again, Walker played some summer ball in China a while back here. He was also a member of the Indianapolis Blaze in the CBA for a while before coming here. And he rattles home his first free throw.
Walker's a veteran point guard, really the leader on this team. Look for him to really get active. He's got a nice jump shot, can score at all 3 levels. So I look for him to begin to heat up offensively early in this first quarter.
Of course, you talk about him being a veteran, so much so of the game. He played at Northwest High School before it closed in Indianapolis.
Yeah, shout out to Northwest High School, man. Great basketball history coming out of Northwest.
Member of the Space Pioneers. Nice ball movement in there for the screen.
Just like that, we got a 1-point ball game. Screen coming in roaring hard.
So it's been a 7-1 run here for the Scream over the last couple of minutes. And now into the ball game here for the Lions is Cam Campbell. And you see him going right to the rack right there. And Campbell has also done the international pro ball circuit, playing in Lebanon as well as Beirut. And now a turnover in the backcourt. And it's going to be an offensive foul here on the Lions.
Yeah, it looked like the Lions unaware that the shot clock did not reset on that underneath out of bounds. So, again, knocking the rust off, really understanding the time score situation. Might take a little bit of time just to get back in that mind frame.
Young looks over in the corner, 3 on the way from Sledge, and he hits.
Bar Sledge right there, lining it up, knocking it in, and the Scream after that first lead of this ball game, just like that. That's quick 11-point run right there.
That's the 3rd three-pointer made so far here for the Scream. And right now, a scoring drought here for the Lions. They've only had 1 point over the last 3 minutes. Getting his zone rebound there off of the quick tip out, that's Hamilton.
Hamilton right there, 2 quick layups in this second half of the first quarter. So he's looking to come alive off this bench.
Scooty Walker off of a big screen on 2 players there from Campbell. But again, Brown coming up short. Quick down the court come the Scream. And that'll go out of bounds off of Cole. And they're going to say it's off of the Lions. Meanwhile, that brings us to our next media timeout. And the Scream now on top of the Lions off of a big run. Back in a moment here on the ISC Sports Network.
This week's pregame show is brought to you by
a solid turnout here in the Lions Den, also known as Bosstick Gym here in Danville, Indiana. Welcome back on the ISC Sports Network alongside Marcellus Barksdale. I'm Kurt Darling. The Lions now trailing the Scream here by 4 after they were up by 14-7 going into the first media timeout. Obviously, some big adjustments made by the Scream in that first timeout.
Yeah, the Scream did an excellent job of really tightening up defensively, did a better job of hedging on that ball screen action, and we see that led to points. Quantel Denson doing an excellent job. He showed that he can bang on the inside, gets to the free throw line, also stepping out for a 3. So the Lions are really going to have to pick it up offensively to get better looks, but more importantly, defensively, they're going to have to really guard the three-point line and get a little more physical with the bigger Scream team.
We talk about the turnout here. We were just talking in the during the break here is the fact that, this isn't a very large gym here, Bosstick Gym. It only seats about maybe about 3,000 or 4,000 on a good day or so. But bottom line is this: there's a very good turnout here, and as you mentioned, only in Indiana, right?
Only in Indiana. I don't care what level of basketball it is. If we're, first grade basketball all the way up to ABA basketball, semi-pro, and every area in between, if there's 2 hoops out here and there's some guys competing on the court or ladies, you best believe there's going to be some fans in the stands. They're starting to get loud as well, too. Here's some chants going on as well.
Of course, this kicks off the basketball season for many people. Of course, you already have the Indiana Pacers well underway, but also the high school basketball season about to get underway as well. In fact, you have some girls basketball programs getting up and running here to start the month of November. Meanwhile, the Lions going to try and get the lead back here after giving up so far about 15 unanswered points. And right down the middle of the lane there goes Cole. He can't convert, and Pugh coming up with a hard rebound.
Yeah, the Lions getting very lucky right there. Kind of Olay defense right there. Just ended up missing an uncontested layup.
And the big man Campbell finally breaking the scoring drought there for the Lions.
Cam Campbell with the much-needed bucket right there to stop this scoring drought.
And that brings it back to a 1-point ball game. And there's a nice dish on the backdoor cut to Brown.
And again, excellent job right there by Kevin Young, giving a hard dribble. Brown setting up his defender with the backdoor cut.
Here's Pugh again, and that's his first miss from behind the arc here tonight. And the long pass, almost like a wide receiver in coverage there, was Mike Pugh, and it goes out of bounds. And now they lost the basketball over the back wall here up against the far side of the arena.
See if we can get somebody in there to retrieve it.
Of course, the fans here all too happy to help here to move this one along. And of course, you see the old traditional red, white, and blue ABA basketball.
A lot of history with that basketball, right?
An homage to the old league. Of course, the Indiana Pacers made their name in that league back then. Dylan Ware making a name for himself as well. He goes coast to coast with the lay-in.
Hometown hero Dylan Ware getting the job done around the basket. Safe to say he's got a few fans in this building.
Just a little bit. A huge standout at Danville High School. Went on to play his college ball at IU Kokomo. And the 3 ball there is short from Sledge.
Sledge with the excellent looking jump shot right there. Again, another uncontested look. Scream gets missing that shot. They're going to have to play a little more aggressive defense going forward.
Trying to dish it down low to Campbell, and he gets blocked from behind. Some stingy defense, though, in transition there from Scooty Walker. And now that's a steal in the backcourt before the play is blown dead.
And again, officials allowing the guys to be extra physical early on in this matchup. Let's see if that continues going.
Meanwhile, that's the first foul now on, or rather the second foul now on Malcolm Hamilton. Now we see in the ball game for the first time tonight is Jay Wright, and he takes that right to the rim and is fouled.
Offensive foul right there. Wright kind of getting a little bit out of control.
Of course, he's one of the new faces here on the Lions this season. He's a Lions rookie, played his high school ball at Richmond, and then went on to play at Purdue Northwest in college. Still a 1-point ball game here, the Scream on top. And Just a little disruption there from Cam Campbell. And some quick defense here from the Lions, and it's going to be a turnover.
And again, turnover right there, but extra possession by the screen right there. They really seem to have taken this game over just with their physicality. They're getting loose balls. They're making the most of extra possessions. And Lions are really have to do a good job of waking up and almost, exceeding the energy and the physicality of this team in order to get back on top in this ball game.
Campbell finds Ware underneath. He is such a big body down low.
Again, Ware just gets it done. Excellent hands right there, finishing through the contact. 7 early points for him in this ball game.
1 minute left to go here in the first quarter. And responding there is Zenanthus Piero.
Zenanthus Piero right there, little guy out there getting downhill. Again, uncontested shot right there. Just put it in the basket with the easy jump hook.
So far, 3 lead changes in this ball game. And Walker tries to scoot it down low, decides to kick it back out. And the 3 is true there for the Lions. That's Kendrick Lee.
Kendrick Lee lining it up, knocking it in. Excellent job by Scooty Walker getting downhill to collapse that defense. Lions with a good ball movement, extra pass, and Kendrick Lee there to line it up and knock it in.
Trying to answer there for the scream is Towery. And Ware's quickly across the timeline. 10 seconds left to go here. And no dice on the layup from Lee.
Lee going a little too early right there. Had a chance to hold for the last shot.
But now a change of possession here.
So now, interesting thing right here, any shot beyond half court is worth an extra point. 4 points is.
And so the buzzer sounds here, but it looks like the officials are talking right now here. Looks like they're going to try and put some time back on the clock maybe. And we'll see what they opt to do here.
Yeah, interesting call by the officials. Looks like they're going to replay this possession.
So they're going to put 1.4 seconds back on the clock now. So the quarter not quite over yet. But as you mentioned, Marcellus, any shot from beyond half court is worth 4 points. So might be a strategy call here. We'll see. And it almost happened right there for Walker on the inbound. So that's the end of quarter number 1 here. And the Lions are getting hammered right now by the screen, but they're on top by 2 going to quarter number 2 here on the ISC Sports Network.
Ball here. Harris scores. With 19 seconds.
Fake players, big boy. I'm telling you right now, that's awesome. I love it.
That's the finish.
You get a layup taken and an and one.
Getting set for quarter number 2 here in the Lions Den on the ISC Sports Network. The Indiana Lions on top of the Excelsior Springs Scream here in ABA opening action. Welcome back alongside Marcellus Barksdale. I'm Kurt Darling here. So Marcellus, obviously the Lions got off to a really good start in that first quarter, but they really got taken to there by the Scream midway through, but able to keep their composure to close out that first quarter.
Absolutely. Scream did an excellent job after that first media of really kind of settling it in, getting extra aggressive, and doing a good job of increasing their defensive pressure. Lions kind of got taken aback, took that first shot, on their heels, but they did a good job of closing out that first quarter. So as we kind of get to the second quarter, it'll be interesting to see how the intensity and physicality is really going to line up between both of these teams.
So we didn't see a whole lot of the unique rules from the ABA here in the initial part of this contest. Again, you might see the 3D rule where you'll have the red light going on the sideline where it'll automatically make every shot 1 point more than it actually is based on where the change of possession also comes.
Yep.
But also another interesting rule here, basket interference rule. If the ball is up on the cylinder, you can go up and grab it, unlike in regular basketball.
Offense and defense both have the ability to knock the ball in or off of the rim when it's on the rim. So that's a good switch. We see that, most levels of basketball professionally outside of America. So pretty consistent rule with professional basketball outside of the NBA.
Meanwhile, another foul here on Malcolm Hamilton. That is his third already in this ball game.
Again, one of those rules we did have, no foul outs. So a little more leeway in this game.
Pulling up along the baseline there is Brown, and leaves that a little short. And screaming up court now here is Flash Heidelberg. Of course, that's his name, flashing up the court with his speed. And it's off to Scooty Walker now. And Walker's going to get called for traveling.
Again, just an unforced turnover right there. Young players watching this ball game, we do not leave our feet to make a pass, and that is exactly why you kind of get hung in the air every now and then, and kind of win against the Lions right there.
Brown there on a nice little give and go inside, and it pays off there for Denson.
Excellent two-man game right there by Brown and Denson working that left side of the ball game. Textbook two-man game on that pick and roll.
That knots it back up here at 25 apiece. Walker, nice cut inside by Ware.
And Ware again, excellent hands. Seems to get his hands on every single pass that's thrown to him inside. And if it touches his hands in there, he's getting it up quick and he's finishing at the rim.
And a quick three from Tavares Sledge doesn't go. Here's Campbell. Nice athletic move, and he draws the foul. That'll go to the line for two.
Cam Campbell showing the finesse these last few possessions. Does an excellent job. He's got a big body, but he does move like a guard. Great handle, as we saw the little between the legs cross as he heads to the line with the opportunity to knock two in.
Campbell was a ABA All-Star for the 2020 season. This is his fourth season now with Indiana. And he puts home the first one. Of course, this isn't his only stop in the ABA. He was with the Chicago Steam for a little while before coming here to the Lions. 5 points now for him on those two free throws. And a good effort there by Heidelberg to at least try and get the turnover, but it draws a foul instead.
See, I'm loving this matchup between Heidelberg and Pirro in this backcourt. Again, officials have been letting these guys get a little more aggressive. And again, if you do get the steal in the backcourt, that 3D light is triggered, and any bucket coming after that on that same possession will be worth an extra point. So again, a lot of incentive to, create backcourt turnovers.
Of course, that shot doesn't count from the corner right there. A whistle beforehand. Has another foul coming up here on the Lions. That's the third of the quarter now, and again, just like in the NBA, the foul count resets at the end of each quarter before reaching the penalty. And there's a nice wing three there from Denson.
Again, Denson showing his all-around game, does a good job of finishing inside, but he can't step out. That is his second three-point field goal made in this first half.
He now has 10 points to lead the Scream. And meanwhile, you see Campbell tripped up there going to the basket. So both teams kind of ramping up the physicality a little bit here down low.
Cam Campbell, again, he's big body, but he's got the smooth hand a little behind the back to a crossover. Got tripped up right there. But, he's got these guys look like they're wearing skates a little bit.
And that's his first miss. In fact, that's the second miss tonight here from Indiana. They are pretty solid shooting the free throws. In fact, last season they shot 58% from the foul stripe. Of course, not exactly the best of percentages, but so far they're above that one here tonight. He's now 3 of 4 from the foul stripe. He has 6 points. Now under 10 minutes left to go here in the second. And now you see the big man inside there for Excelsior Springs. That's Anthony Adam Rule into the ball game for the first time here today.
And Ware has done an excellent job, not only offensively but defensively, in using his length to kind of combat the bigger offensive players in the Scream team.
Step back three from Campbell, a little too strong.
Campbell feeling it, man. He's got on his dancing shoes, just a little too strong on that one.
So Excelsior Springs ramping up the size here. As you see the jump ball called and the possession arrow favors the Indiana Lions. Meanwhile, a timeout called, and it looks like it was taken here by Excelsior Springs. So tonight's broadcast here brought to you by Decalash Plainfield Commons. Have you always wanted to try eyelashes but don't know where to start? Well, Decalash in Plainfield Commons has your solution. True Express is the beginning lash set, not too much volume. They make just enough noise to help you decide if this is something you'd like to wear occasionally for a special event or everyday beauty enhancement as well. True Express, call 317-667-0681 to book your appointment. Once again, alongside Marcellus Barksdale, I'm Kurt Darling here. So, Marcellus, needless to say, it's just been a back-and-forth battle here throughout the first part of this second quarter. But now you see Excelsior Springs just really trying to get more action down low here, bringing in some size.
Yeah, and again, this is early into the first game of the season, so both teams really trying to establish their true identity. We see Springs, the Excelsior Springs Scream, really want to use their size to pound the ball inside. They're doing an excellent job of working inside, outside. Lions, although they're giving up size, they want to get up and down a little bit more. Really looking to put the ball in the hands of veteran ball players in pick and roll situations. So again, it's been a back and forth game, and it seems like we're in for a really good finish as we kind of get more towards the second half.
Again, you see a good crowd here inside of the Lions Den, also known as Bosstick Arena. This gymnasium, built back in 1937. And was heavily used by Central Normal College, as it was known back then. And now is part of the town of Danville's Parks and Recreation. Of course, the Danville Athletic Club, who regularly uses it whenever the Lions are in gameplay. Meanwhile, we got a stoppage of play here real quick. They're going to check the book here for something. They got maybe a substitution wrong right now, as you see one of the assistant coaches there right now for Excelsior Springs just checking on something. And of course, in like manner, you see Coach Kegler staying in the loop as well.
Not sure what's going on, but I think one thing we can agree on in Indiana, yes, we're here at Boston Gymnasium. Again, one of the other, just historic basketball, facilities, arenas, field houses, whatever you want to call it. A lot of history in this gymnasium. When you walk in these doors, my first time in here, you can only imagine the type of basketball that's been played, throughout here, and the greats that have walked on these same floors, for the last, I guess 60, 75 years or so.
Of course, the Danville Warriors have played some games in here as well, but they primarily use their gym over there at the main high school. So the officials still conversing here on the sideline. Not exactly sure what the rub is here right now. It might be they're looking up at the scoreboard as if there may be an issue with the clock or maybe some of the fouls. We can't exactly speculate what's being discussed right now.
Doing my best job trying to lip read a little bit and see, see if we get some information to fill our viewers in.
Of course, as a player right now, you're thinking, you just want to kind of get the game going right now.
I mean, honestly, with first game of the season, especially guys get a little older, this actually might be a much-needed breather for some of these guys. I know if I was out there with my shoes, I'm looking for every opportunity I can to, take a rest because they're definitely competing.
Of course, a lot of us sometimes forget that, a lot of these players, they've been playing for many years after high school. You see Scooty Walker there, kind of taking advantage of the stands that go right down here to the floor level.
Pop the squat with some fans. I think I saw him, take a bite of some popcorn and a little bit of water over there. So again, man, I'm not mad at you. Just make sure you give me some next time.
That reminds me of Terrell Owens.
Yep.
Remember when he threw the bucket of popcorn in his face after scoring a touchdown with the Dallas Cowboys?
Hey, creativity, 10 out of 10. Got to give the fans what they want every now and then.
So the issue has been resolved, it seems, and we continue play. And loading up his first three ball of the night there is Flash Heidelberg.
Flash Heidelberg, the lefty stepping into it again. Ball did not barely even hit the net, man. Excellent shot right there by Heidelberg.
He's now the 7th different player to score now for Indiana.
Green looking to get the ball inside to Anthony Adam Rule. He really had Ware on his backside.
And pulling up from short is Denson, and a hard rebound there by Ware. It's Campbell in stride. Ware again. And juggling it there was Wright, and he has to get it back out to the top. 10 to shoot now here for Indiana. And here's Walker, and that's off the back of the iron. Double team, and a quick release three doesn't go for Towery.
Looks like the Lions are really getting out to the races a little more, which seems to be one of their strengths.
And Walker with a nice teardrop.
Walker right there, a little floater to a nice jump stop, textbook.
His first field goal of the night. And back the other way, there is Adam Rule.
Adam Rule, the big body down low, getting his first points on the board. He's done an excellent job of taking up space inside for that offensive rebound and finish.
Adam Rule there, a lot of experience out of Central State University.
Ware to exploit this matchup. There you go.
And that's Dylan Ware, who's long and lanky, going up against Adam Rule, who's big and stocky down low, as that gets us to the first under 8 timeout here in quarter number 2. Back in a moment here on the ISC Sports Network.
I had a love for cookies the whole time. A love for